Welcome, everybody, to the Baseball Brewhaha. It's your spot for obscure baseball trivia. I'm Aaron. That's my identical twin brother, Adam, as you can clearly see below. Thanks for joining us. Today, we are talking hit streaks to start a career. So, Adam, why don't you take us down this avenue of joy?
Yeah, our question today is there have been 5 players who have started their career with a hit streak of 13 or more games. Who finished the season with the best batting average? And this question is originated from, so we have Walker. Jordan Walker, is that the guy we're talking about? Is that his
Jordan
name?
Walker. Yep, third
Jordan Walker.
baseman, rookie third baseman for the Cardinals. Yep.
Yeah, so he started, I don't know if he's continued the streak, but started his career with a 9-game hit streak. John Denton here, you can see, got a big old title, ties Teddy Ballgame with a 9-game hitting streak to open his career. Teddy Ballgame, not the only one. There's like 25 guys who did this. But going above 9 to 10, more unusual.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to here next. So here's our question today. We've got who of these players had the best average at the end of the season? So our options are Chuck Aleno, who went for 17 games in 1941, David Dahl, also 17 games in 2016, Glenn Williams for 13 games in 2005, Rocco Baldelli, 2003, and Dale Alexander in 1929.
This is like a very obscure list of individuals. We had a conversation about Glenn Williams not long ago. Individual injured himself and, well, had a short career. So, best average at the end of the season. I kind of want to say Glenn Williams. So, do we have a minimum at bats here, or just whatever it was?
Just end of the season. What do we got?
All right. So I'm actually going to say Glenn Williams because we had a conversation. I think he got injured and didn't finish the season. Actually, had a very brief career. So I'm going to go Glenn Williams here, and see what we get, because I know at least David Dahl. I think he had a really good first year, but he played the whole year as opposed to an abbreviated version.
Yeah. I went Glenn Williams on this one too, because I remember from this trivia question we had before somewhere along the line that he had a 13-game hit streak, and those were the only 13 games he played in his entire career. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say, because when you're on a hit streak, you have a pretty good average typically. So I'm going with Glenn Williams here. And let's take a look. Our correct answer is Glenn Williams.
It is Glenn Williams. This one helped a lot, having a little background knowledge.
That's right.
Having a discussion about Glenn Williams in the past.
Yeah. So Glenn Williams hit 425 that season, finished his career with a 425 average. Not everyone can say that. Chuck Aleno had a 243 average. We'll get to him a little bit later. David Dahl we'll get to later. He finished 315. Rocco Baldelli 289, and Dale Alexander finished with a 343 average.
Ooh, that's impressive.
Yeah. So
let me give a. Do we have like a like a in-game break? So I've box score. Jordan Walker goes 1 for 4, sends it to 10.
Win it to 10. So he's joined a more elite crowd. I think there's only like 22, 25-ish guys who got to 10.
Okay. Yeah, he got a single. So he's now batting 342. So
but he's got a ways to go before he catches David Dahl, who's our next topic here, who got to 17. And David Dahl, he did not get a hit in his 18th game, obviously, but he went on. He didn't get a hit in number 18. He then went on to get hits in 17 of his next 19 games. So he 34 out of his first 37 games, he got a hit, finished with a 315 overall batting average.
34 of 37 to start his career.
Yeah.
That's remarkable for a rookie. I mean, because you figure, a rookie might get off to a hot start, but usually, a couple weeks in, pitchers are starting to they have book on you, and they're starting to figure out how to pitch you a little bit. So for him to go 34, 37 is impressive.
Yeah. Hitting at Coors probably helped a little bit too, but
yeah. And that's so the thing that's interesting about that too is that a lot of people think, well, it's all about just because the ball travels farther, which it does. That helps. But the thing that is actually more advantageous is the field is enormous. The outfield space is enormous, so it's easier to find gaps because of how big the field is.
Yeah. Okay. So David Dahl, our next topic here. Chuck Aleno. He's 17 games. David Dahl tied Chuck Aleno's record.
Mm-hmm.
But Aleno was on the other end of this spectrum. Chuck Aleno, he gets 28 hits in his first 17 games during this streak.
Mm-hmm.
He then plays 37 more games the rest of the year and gets only 13 hits. Finished the season with 41 hits and a 243 batting average.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about Chuck Aleno's career. Is this did he play other years, or was he just?
Yeah, it was brief. It was brief. He only played a few years.
Okay, well, Chuck, was he the guy that? So he had 28. Well, I feel like we talked about somebody who he had this hitting streak, but hit like 280.
That was a different guy.
That was a different guy. Okay,
from 1901. Yeah.
I feel like we're not far off from that with Sir Chuck here.
Yeah. No, but so this one gets to our next question though about the value of hits, because I was looking at team records during this streak. So Chuck Aleno's Reds had the best overall record out of the bunch of these players. They finished 88 and 66, missed the World Series. But all the other teams missed the playoffs by quite a bit. And even during these hit streaks, you would think that, they're hot, that they got to help the team. I'm sure it was somewhat helpful. But, Chuck Aleno's team, Cincinnati Reds, went 9-8 during his streak. David Dahl's Rockies went 9-8. Glenn Williams's Twins went 7-6. Rocco Baldelli's Devil Rays went 5-8, and Dale Alexander's Tigers went 6-7.
Yeah. So the hits are valuable, sure. Okay, yeah. But it doesn't matter that's the thing is if you get a hit in a game, and nobody else gets any hits, it helps for something, but you have to string together hits. You gotta it just one guy going 4 for 4. Yeah, you figure if one guy goes 4 for 4, you probably got somebody else that's getting. It typically means that they're getting to the pitching staff, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It doesn't. I mean, one guy can be hot, and that's.
Yeah. Yeah, I tried. So I did a little research on StatHeads to try and figure out what's like the absolute value of a single hit. And so I looked up players from 2023 who led off the game with just a single, and what was the increase in win percentage?
Yeah, win for like a win probability added type of stat.
Yeah, exactly. Win probability added. Leadoff base hit is 3.6%. Win probability added, which is not nothing. That's a decent amount for base hit. But as I was scrolling down, I was noticing that like a strikeout or just a put out was like positive 2.2. And maybe that's a topic for another day, but maybe that has to do with using up pitches or something. So then if an out is 2.2 and a hit is 3.6, it's really a 1.5% absolute value for a single hit, just a hit.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what it is. I mean, I feel like ESPN, other stats like YouTube and other places are showing games. Like they'll show somebody will get on base and they'll show occasionally what's the percentage that this guy will score with 0 outs, 1 out, 2 out, and it's not that high. I mean, frankly, you get a leadoff guy on, it's certainly better than not having anybody on. But it's not that high in an isolated situation. So
yeah. Well, more to come, I'm sure, on the value of hits.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it's story time now.
Story time, yes,
Yeah.
indeed. So I feel like, for story time, we need some story time music up in here somewhere. But another day.
We've got some story time music we could blare a little bit.
All right.
Let's do a little story time segment.
Let's do story time.
Story time.
Because it sounds like funky story time as well.
It is.
So
it is.
So, do you have a specific story time question, or we just want to know what we remember about hit streaks to start our career,
or just a memory or something related to a hit streak? I would love to. I feel like I've never seen or been part of like a big hit streak. Although when I was in so when I played summer league back in high school, I had a 21 game hitting streak. That was not the start of my career, obviously, but I had a 21 game hit streak that was fun.
Yeah. So I was trying to remember if I had any. I'm sure I had some hit streaks of some kind. I mean, my senior year alone, high school baseball, I hit 520. So that means every 2 at bats, I'm getting a hit. So, I certainly know I had some type of a hit streak. I don't know if I hit in every game that year or not. I know we faced some pretty tough pitchers that I was able to scrape together a few hits here and there when the rest of the team, we just didn't do much against some of those teams. So I don't have any specific stories about that. I don't have a big history from my own career. So that's about as exciting as it gets. When I think of hit streaks, I don't know why, because this isn't a game's hit streak, but I just think back to the 1992 All-Star game when the American League got 8 straight singles off of Tom Glavine.
That's a hit streak.
Yeah, and they left Tom Glavine in to pitch the next inning, which went much better. But that's what I got.
Yeah, well, that puts a wrap on story time right there.
Puts a wrap on our show today, folks. Thanks for joining us to the Baseball Brewhaha. Please comment and subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. If you have other topics that are you got a burning question, you can comment below, or you can find us on Twitter and tweet at us that way. And we'll bring some new trivia to you every day. We'll be here every day, and we're looking forward to having you join us. Thanks.